Welcome to my new course module, Kubernetes and Docker, the complete hands-on guide. Nowadays, Kubernetes tool is becoming very demanding, powerful and flexible orchestration or container management tool. It is an open source system for automating deployment, scaling and management of containerized applications. Kubernetes is an orchestration platform which is used to manage container technology across cloud environments. Initially released in 2014, the platform evolved from Google's code, which is used to manage its data center. And then it was denoted to Cloud Native Computing Foundation. As a result, Kubernetes emerged as the leading container orchestration platform. Accordingly, over 60% of the organizations have adopted Kubernetes already in 2022-23. Now here you can see in this diagram the US application container market size by platform. So in this course module, I have tried to cover almost all topics of Kubernetes and Docker, right from very basic to intermediate level. If you will complete this entire course module with proper dedication and sincerity, then you can easily boost up your career and can also apply for a job. And you will get a job. My name is Shikhar Verma and I am the instructor of this complete course module. I have been in the IT industry for more than 15 years. My passion is to create online job-oriented courses. I have been teaching over to 75,000 students online. I teach in a very simple language. I don't assume that you know a little bit or more about this topic. I actually hold your hand every step throughout this course module. However, beginners often find it quite complex to start their Kubernetes journey, as this is mostly due to not having the right foundation or access to the right infrastructure to learn. That's why in this course module, we make sure to start with the basics of Kubernetes and Docker and build your foundation in container management tool. Now let's see what is the course content which I am going to teach in this complete course module. So here you can see the requirement. One should have the PC or laptop with internet connection and must have one AWS free tier account. And also you have some motivation to learn Docker, Kubernetes and DevOps. I have divided this entire course module into two sections. In first section I have discussed about the Kubernetes. I assume that you have little bit knowledge about the Docker. If in case you do not have the knowledge about Docker, you can start your course from module number 11. Here you can see Introduction to Docker Containers, Docker File, Manage Data in Docker, and Networking in Docker and Docker Compose. So once you have the knowledge about the Docker, then you can start this Kubernetes. So basically Kubernetes is used to manage the containers. But how you are going to create the containers? So with the help of Docker, you are going to create your containers. So here in first section, I will discuss about the Kubernetes. So what is Kubernetes? Why do we use Kubernetes? Monolithic approach for developing applications. What is microservices? What is monolithic? And a lot of things we have discussed in first section. In the second section, I have discussed about the architecture of the Kubernetes cluster. Here we have discussed the different components of your master node. In the section number 3, we have discussed about the setup of Kubernetes cluster and that is on AWS environment. Here we have discussed how we can do the setup of our Kubernetes cluster in which we have one master server and 2 worker node. In section number 4, I have discussed about the Kubernetes concepts like cluster types, Minikube server, your YML pod, kubelet pods. So that's a very important section here. In the next section, I have discussed about the labels and selectors, how we can define the labels and selectors in the YML file, that is the manifest file. And here you can see we have created so many labs on this topic. The next section is very important, that is scaling and replication. So here we have discussed about the replication controller, replication set, how we can create the pod using replication controller, replication set, and what is the difference between both of them. The next section is very important, that is deployment and rollback. So here we have discussed about an overview of this deployment object and how we can launch pods using the deployment and how we can roll back to the previous version. The next section is about the Kubernetes networking, so that's also very important. And in the section 9, we have discussed about the volumes in Kubernetes, that's also very important. The 10th section is your persistent volume. Here we have discussed about persistent volumes, what is PVC, how to configure a volume using AWS Elastic Block Store. So a lot of things we have discussed in this section. Few more sections are going to be added in this course module. It is in under creation mode. And here you can see from section number 11, I have discussed about the Docker. I hope you are going to join this course module, and if you have any doubts, let me know. I will be here to help you. You can write your query, your concerns, your suggestions to the question answer forum of this course module. Still, if you have any concerns, you know the policy, 30 days money back guarantee. So take care and let's learn together. Bye bye.